Developments on a terrible discovery in a home in Canton. The coroner says he has now identified the victims of a quadruple shooting. 2 men and 2 women in a home on Smith Avenue, along with a dog, all found dead.
Police are calling this a domestic situation. News 5's Derick Waller is in Canton with what he's learned.
Well, the coroner told me that he has now identified those 4 people found shot to death inside that home, including a man and woman who are middle-aged and a younger pair. But we won't know their identities until tomorrow. That's because some family members have yet to be notified. And it was a relative who discovered that gruesome scene and called 911.
There's 4 people that have been shot, including a dog, and nobody's moving.
Those disturbing words around 1:40 in the afternoon coming from a relative who also lives at this Smith Avenue Northwest home. That's near the Stark County Fairgrounds.
Do you know who it was?
Yes, he's currently in the ground, laying in the house.
The caller telling dispatchers the shooter appeared to be one of the victims, that some of the residents were concealed carry holders, and multiple guns were found near the bodies. But this puppy's life was spared, found whimpering when investigators rescued it.
They were good people.
Jim Herman said he's the ex-husband of one of the victims and lived here as recently as a year ago.
Confusion, anxiety, because I want to know what the heck is going on. I want to know what led up to this.
Neighbors want to know what happened too.
It's part of my neighborhood. I want to be involved because we're not going to be able to stop these kind of things from happening unless we get involved.
I would never guess this would happen to these couples.
From across the street, James Clark told me he's heard of trouble at that home before.
I sit on the porch drinking my beer and I hear him yell across the street.
And Canton police calls for service obtained by News 5 show more than a dozen calls in recent years, though it's unclear how long this family has lived there. Those calls include one for domestic trouble about a year and a half ago.
Hopefully people who have a domestic violence situation can get some help. This situation should never come to this.
And Canton police say they are planning a news conference for sometime tomorrow morning. That is when they're expected to announce the identities of those victims. You know you can count on News 5 to be there. In Canton, Derick Waller, News 5.